Hello, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Dryland Racing League. Today is round 3 of the D1 Championship here in the British Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the previous one at Barcelona, be sure to check it out. It was some tussle between Will and KP, which resulted in KP spinning and losing places. And we're back here in Silverstone. Okay, let's go over the standings. We have Will leading with 51, KP with 38, Mike with 33, Rich Swansea with 23, Ted with 22, Destroyer Sean with 19, Drynoff with 13, Jamir with 10, Leighton with 9, Tim and Fred with 4, their joint P 10, Mink with 2, CS Constructor with 2, and Thomas and Keanu in 1 point. For constructors, we have Ferrari leading with 74, Mercedes with 56, Red Bull with 47, Alpine with 23, Aston Martin with 23, Williams with 6, McLaren with 5, Haas with 4, and Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri still yet to score. Actually, half, like a third of the grid went to Silverstone IRL race, so they won't be joining us. So we instead to have loans tonight. Let's check the chat. Hello Dylan, great to see you as always. And hello Ayub and hello LFC Lewis. Great to see you guys as always. We're still waiting on the AlphaTauris and one Williams car and Leighton and Rich Swansea actually has an injury, so he won't be taking part. And Ferrari reserve Reese Thomas will join later in qualifying. Let Ayub cook against Astons on Monday. Well, all the best on Monday. D3 is messed up, if you ask me. 10 incidents in Barcelona, D3. Like, driving standards are not okay. Oh, we're starting now. Attendance said 17 are racing, but we're missing. Where are we missing? Oh, it's a wet Q1. That's going to be an interesting Q1.
Let's hope we see a good effort from McLaren here today. In recent times,
Telemetry.
somewhat of a midfield team. Last on the constructors
There we go.
championship was in 1998. It's almost a given that the drivers on the grid today were kart racing as children, so they could enter the sport with as much experience as possible. It hasn't always been like that though. In the 1950s, the average age
We actually have 17. Yeah, it's 17. Who checked attendance. We're missing هذا Leighton.
constructed out of titanium and adds roughly 9 kilograms to the car's total weight.
Reese Thomas will join later in qualifying. And Haribo will also missing. Oh no, oh, the Alpine will be going out. Also La Baguette. The Aston's first. It's XX Aura. He is the reserve driver of D2 Aston Martin. He got loaned today since Gagli, Ted and Thomas, they're all away. He just goes off track. Already struggling. Oh, that is a big moment for XX Aura. As XX Aura enters the hangar straight. And it exits slow into the Vale chicane, the Aston Martin. And XX Aura starts the first flying lap in Q1. Towards, oh, it's yellows. It's where it's a McLaren. Oh, the baguette's fun. Back to XX Aura. Oh, he just goes off track, but he doesn't invalidate. That's a surprise. It's at a 31.9 for the first sector. And towards left field. Towards Woodcut into the old pit straight. And then towards Cops. Shifts down to 6th gear. And almost goes off track. He's lucky to save this one. And towards the hangar straight he goes. Sets a 114 flat. 114.0. And towards Stowe he goes. And towards the Vale chicane, towards the club corner, which is the final corner. He goes twitchy and he sets a 1 minute 41.8. Oh, Liam's out. What happened? Oh, he just slid. Oh, Emil does a 360. King Midas goes up to P2 and Emil spun into the final corner. He still goes a tenth behind King Midas. As who's next? Will is next. The championship leader in the Ferrari. And he goes quickest with a 147. Corin, the G3 champion, the G3 reigning champion, up to P3. Goes ahead of King Midas and Emil. Oh, Zoro spun. KP invalidated. Who's on a lap? Let's look at Tim. 31.8 for the first sector. Oh, Tim! He's just about kept it on track. 14-0. He's matching XS Aura in the Aston Martin. He just needs a better sector 2. And he goes into store with the third gear, which is not ideal. Towards Vale chicane. And towards the club corner, which is the final corner. And Tim goes up to P2. Ahead of XX Aura. Despite losing time in Chapel corner, which is after Maggots and Buckets. As Piano goes up to P5. Let's look at Jameer. That's the quickest sector 2. Jameer looking strong so far. Jameer gets a bit twitchy on the exit of store. The home hero goes wide. And just about saves the car from spinning, and Jameer goes up to P2. Ahead of Tim but behind Will. Let's look at the reigning 4-time world champion, KP. KP crosses the line and still not out of Will. But Will is improving actually. Let's look at Mike, the other Mercedes. As we have a spinner, it's Jameer, who spun Let's go back to Mike. Sets a 31.6 as Will goes quicker in the Ferrari. as Mike towards Vale chicane, and towards club corner, and he gets switchy and goes quickest. Mike in the Mercedes with a 140.4. As Baguette and Keanu go P4 and 5 respectively. But Jameer is improving actually. That's a 31-4. Jameer enters Maggots and Buckets. Oh, Jameer gets switchy. Oh, but he still manages to keep it clean. But he still lost time. Oh, my controller fell down. Jameer lost time here on his first lap, but will he improve? Jameer, he won't improve, and stays in P7. Let's look at Zoro. Oh, that's an invalidation, as Emil is out.
They came close 5 times, 1978, 1980, 81, 80.
Let's see XX Aura. He's improving actually. XX Aura across the line. P6 for the Aston Martin. Zoro is still yet to settle up. Will is out. Will is out. The championship leader with a DNF. That opens up the door for KP and Mike. As Zoro set to 30.16 as Leighton joined the race. So now we have 15. At this point it's Q3, Q2, not Q3, Q1. Zoro keeps it clean, but switches on the exit. That's a 13-2. Leighton joined. We have 15 now. And Reese Thomas will make it in later qualifying. Zoro goes a bit wide on the corner. And towards club corner, Zoro across the line, P6, so it's an Alpine, P6 and P7, and it's a McLaren 3 and 4. Oh, he spins into the loop corner. Jamir improving by 2 tenths in the first sector. Let's go with him. Jamir with 7 tenths improvement. He will look to challenge for the top 3 unless he doesn't mess it up, which I hope he does not, as Jamir shifts down to first gear, which is not ideal if you ask me. Gets a bit twitchy on the exit of Vale Chicane, and oh, it's a Mercedes 1 and 2 so far. Let's look at Leighton. He's on PC for tonight. Mini has not gone out. Oh, he's risking it for the Inters Mini. Let's see how much time we have left. Jameer ran out of fuel, I believe. Yeah, he's out of fuel. So he's letting everyone through. Accepts Aura on the Inters too. So Coral, XX Aura, Keanu, and many are on the Inters. Now the D3 reigning champion, who's promoted up to D1. He wasn't D1 before in Season 3, but he's dropped to D3. And now he's back up to D1. King Midas improving. Will look to challenge Coral, and he goes up to P4. King Midas in the Williams in P4. As we have Leighton now with a 31-2 for the first setup. You have Micah and Zoro, they're DNF'd. Mini's not going out. It's no point, to be fair. As Leighton comes across the line, and he goes P1 with a 39-6. Coral, the D3 reigning champion. Coral across the line. P2 for Coral. King Midas not improving. XX Aura, he's improving actually. He might challenge for the top. Track is improving, if you ask me. As XX Aura goes up to P2, if you ask me. We have Will, Emil, and Liam all knocked out. So it's gonna be two drivers will be knocked out for Q2, and these three they crashed. I so they are knocked out. Will is supposed to be in P6, but the game returned him to the last positions, and as we're on to Q2 with 12 drivers left. Let's check the live chat again.
Has ever failed in winning a world title. For example, Graham Hill, Damon Hill, and Phil Hill are all previous world championship winners.
Rich Swansea got injured in the Ferrari, so he's not taking part.
Verstappen became the youngest winner of a GP at just 18 years and 220
He injured his shoulder.
when he won the 2016 Spanish GP. Coincidentally, he pushed Sebastian Vettel off the top of that record, who came second place in that same race.
And Dylan in the chat
Q1 is now the
talking about his team McLaren.
where the Formula
And as we ride with La Baguette
referring to the fact that this is
or King Midas is the first one out in the Williams. Telemetry again. What was so unexpected out of Q2. It's actually Q2 right now. Last session it's Q1, so Will is not technically out of Q1. As we see Mini going through the reigning D3 champion, D2 champion, sorry, not D3. Coral's D3 champion, but Mini is D2 champion in Season 4. Mini has not gone out in Q1. He's actually saving his a set of his tires, which is smart if you ask me. Mini is starting his lap. Tim has left the session. As Mini starts his lap. Many on to exiting entry and into Brooklyn's corner. That's a 30.8, which is reasonable for enter conditions. And into Cops Mini goes in the Haas. And into Maggots and Buckets they go. There's yellows, it's KP, the reigning D1 champion, the reigning 4-time D1 world champion. And as Many into Store, Tim has joined back. Reese Thomas has joined too. He will be in the Ferrari. He hasn't done Q1, so he'll be at the back of the grid for the race. as Mini onto club corner, and across the line Mini goes with a 1 minute 38.2. Mini goes. The baguette, actually Keanu was first of the McLarens to go out. Keanu across the line, he's in P3. Baguette goes quickest with a 37.7. Coral across the line, he goes in P5 with a 45.8. He must have made a mistake. Zoro is about to start his lap. So is XX Aura. Layton's on his lap. I believe he's the next one to cross the line. Yeah. Lord Layton exits store into the Vale chicane. Layton across the line, and he goes quickest with 36.8. And Zoro is the next one who's to cross the line, who hasn't completed the lap yet. So we'll go with him. Zoro into store, down to 5th. And towards the Vale chicane he goes a bit deep. As many Coral. Oh, Zoro goes Gucci. Zoro still goes up to P3 by a 10th over Mini in the horse. But Mini, he's not on a lap actually. Let's go with XX Aura next to cross the line. XX Aura goes P3. KP, the reigning 4-time champion, P2 actually, goes behind his teammate. Tim onto the Vale chicane to start his flag lap. The Mercedes duo are still not out yet. They'll wait for the dry conditions to come up. Tim shifts down to 6th. Goes into the loop, he goes. Oh, Tim goes way too deep. Not way too deep, he goes a bit deep actually. So that's a 36. It's enough. And into left field he goes. And into Cup's corner he goes. And as XX Aura's been left, what's happened to him? XX Aura he spun and hit the wall into Chapel, which is the corner after Maggot's bucket. Tim into Stowe, shifts down to 3rd, I don't know why. You should be shifting to 5th gear on the wet conditions in Stowe. Tim rounding out into the final corner as Layton goes 4 tenths quicker. Tim up to P4. He made a few mistakes which costed him at least P3. Keanu's improving by 5 tenths per sector. Keanu in exiting Sto into the Veil chicane. Keanu up at P4 and makes it a McLaren 3-4. So it's Red Bull, McLaren, and Alpine.
24 races a year, with an expected 2,000 GP to happen around the year 2064. It's almost a given that the drivers on the grid today were kart racing as children, so they could enter the sport with as much experience as possible. It hasn't always been like that though. In the 1950s, the average age of the drivers was 39, with 3 over the age of 50.
As Jamir now starts going out. So we don't know if it's time for the slicks.
Also one of the shortest. In Spanish GP. Coincidentally, he pushed Sebastian Vettel off the top of that record, who came second place.
As King Midas goes up to P5 for the Williams team.
Present since the very start of the sport, Ferrari takes the number 1 for almost all constructor records in F1. It's the team with the most world championships won, the most Grand Prix wins.
Mike goes out for a lap. I do not know personally that if it's time for the slicks. King Midas is on, everyone's on the inters. But it will definitely be a drive for Q3. As Jamir will start his lap. Jamir gets a bit twitchy on the exit of village, or the entry village, and into the loop he goes, and into A3. Jamir so far looking clean. Jamir sets it at 30.3. And into the oil pit straight Jamir goes. Into Cops and into Maggots and Buckets and Chapel. So far looking good, Jamir. That's a 1 minute 9.9. And into Stowe corner he goes. Jamir blocks up into Vale, but he still manages to keep it clean. And Jamir onto the final corner across the line, and he sets the quickest time. Jamir, what a lap! As Mike goes 30.3 for the first sector. Let's go with him. Coral might be in trouble, as Mini goes up to P3 ahead of KP. Mike so far keeps it clean. 1 minute 9.8, which is quicker than Javier. But let's see if you can keep it clean in the final sector. As the Alpha makes way, Mike hops the curb a bit, but still manages to keep it clean. And Mike into club corner across the line. It's P3 for Mike. He lost some time in the final corner, final sector. Zoro's in trouble. If he does not improve, he's out of Q2. Zoro set at 30.2. Many people pitting, but the Alpines and Coral are yet to set their lap. Zoro, let's see if he can make it clean. It's a 1 minute 10.3. And into Veil chicane he goes. And Zoro, will he get out of Q2? He makes it P6 for Zoro. Tim up to P4. And all eyes now is on Coral, the reigning P3 champion. Mike goes quickest. Well, 1 minute 36.2. So it's a Mercedes 1 and 2. Coral aborted. And he's out. Okay, we have XX Aura in the Aston Martin. He's knocked out because he's crashed into Chapel. And Coral, I don't know what happened to him on his lap, but he's also knocked out. The Mercedes duo are doing great so in Q2. And now on to Q3, the final part of qualifying. We have Mini making it to Q3 for the first time in first time? Yeah, it's the first time for Mini in D1 in Q3, and King Midas too. So we have a Williams and a Haas into Q3. All eyes on them. So it's looking dry. There are some raindrops, which is probably time for slicks, if you ask me. Will anyone risk it on slicks, or will they stay on the inters? As the Baguette will be out first, as we see. And Mike too will be out. So it's a Haas of Mini who's going out first. Let's see his onboard. It looks dry. Let's see what else everyone's on. Everyone's on the inters, which is definitely not time for slicks. Yeah, drivers say it's getting wetter, so it's probably best if you go out first. And Mini starting his lap. The first lap of Q3. The Mexican into Ardi and into farm and into village he goes. As there's yellows, it's a Mercedes of Mike. Mini. Mini actually set at 20 at 30.2 sector. As now he's into the second sector, exiting Maggots and Buckets in Chapel Corner, and a 1 minute 10 last for Mini. The Alpines are still on the out lap. Mini gets switchy, saves the car and goes up to P1 with 1 minute 36.5. Let's see, minus 1/10 back. Keanu goes up to P3. Baguette is next. And Baguette across the line. He goes quickest. Jameer, Mike is next. Mike goes quickest now. His teammate Jameer exiting Vale and into Club Corner. Jameer P2 for the Mercedes, man. So it's a Mercedes 1 and 2 again. As KP goes across the line into P3 is KP. 4 milliseconds behind Jameer. Leighton, the other Red Bull, is looking to beat the Mercedes cars, and he does with a 1 minute 35.4. Tim hasn't validated, so it's all eyes on Zorro for now, the Norwegian driver, and he's invalidated again. The commentator's curse. I'm sorry, Zorro. I may have cursed him a bit. Zorro, will he stay out or will he come into the pits? No, he's actually staying out and will go for another lap. Zorro, the track is getting dry, if you ask. Jameer goes for another lap and he invalidates. He only has 1 lap of fuel, as you can see on his steering wheel. Back to Zorro. It says 29.999. That's sub 30. His teammate Tim is in exit entry and onto the Wellington Street and onto Brooklyn. Zorro exits Cops into Maggots and Buckets he goes. Zorro sets a 1 minute 9.4. Let's see if my controller's charged. Oh, my controller's charged. So now I can... Zorro exits Veil chain, and onto the final corner. He got switchy, and he goes up to P6, but he goes onto the goes wide on the final corner, and he spins his car around, which costs him time. That's his teammate Tim. He's into the pits, and he's invalidated again. So the Alpines, they're they're having a hard time with the circuit. So Zoro is the only one out right now. Zoro goes wide, but he's not on his lap actually. Yeah, he's not on his lap. Now Zoro into the pits. Oh, as a Mercedes is going out. It's Mike, in with the Inters actually. Let's see the others if they went for slicks. Nobody actually. What is someone gonna risk it? Jameer is the only one so far in the garage, but he will be out.
I'm not superstitious, but in the long and fruitful history of F1, no one with the surname Hill has ever failed in winning a world title. For example, Graham Hill, Damon Hill, and Phil Hill are all previous world championship winners. One of the longest broadcasted races and also one of the shortest. 2021
Mike now starting his lap. Mike starting his final lap, and the final lap of Jameer goes off. Mike 3/10 quicker. Mike entering the final sector goes 1 second quicker. Mike exiting store. Mike across the line, he goes quickest with a 34-1. Baguette's invalidated. Keanu up to P5. Mini up to P2. King Midas across the line. P3 for the Williams. Tim up to P5. As KP goes quickest. Next is Leighton. And Leighton P3 behind Mike. Okay, we have KP, another pole position to in the bag. Mike in an amazing P2. Leighton in P3. Zoro P4 for the Alpine team. Mini with an amazing P5 for Haas. Midas P6. Tim P7. Jameer can't make the line, so is P8. Keanu and Baguette for McLaren and P9 and 10. And that's going to be your qualifying.
Along with this came integrated complex digital systems such as ERS. British constructor Arrows never won a race after 383 attempts, the highest of any team in Formula One history. They came close 5 times in 1978, 1980, 81, 85 and 1997. Sebastian Vettel holds the F1 record for the shortest time elapsed before picking up a penalty. He was caught speeding in the pit lane in practice for the 2006 Turkish Grand Prix almost immediately after he exited the garage, just 9 seconds into his F1 career. We might be used to blisteringly fast pit stops, some even approaching the sub 2 second mark. But what about the longest? Well, that would go to Valtteri Bottas, who had to retire after a seized wheel nut forced him to retire in the 2021 Monaco GP. The seized nut was removed 43 hours later, which officially makes his longest pit stop turnaround in history. Pat grandstands here today.
Why is it taking so long?
Hoping to see their favourite driver.
Oh, it's a formation lap right now. Let's see the tires. So KP, Leighton, Labagat, and King Midas gets a drive-through penalty. So KP, Leighton, Labagat, and XX Aura are on the softs. The majority are mediums, and Reese Thomas, Will, and Coral are on hards. So here are the tires. So KP rounding out the formation lap. I can't get a better view of this.
The Nürburgring is the only F1 track to have hosted 3 different races: German Grand Prix, European Grand Prix, and Luxembourg Grand Prix.
Okay, we should be able to get going, but I can't get a good view on this.
183 attempts, the highest of any team in Formula One history. They came close 5 times in
Let's just stick to this one.
1980, 81, 85,
As
96.
Midas, I don't know why Midas went out.
They've fallen to somewhat of a midfield team after not winning the F1 Championship in 1998. Verstappen managed to finish 81% of his races on the podium in 2021. Still though, Michael Schumacher holds the record for the highest percentage, when in 2002, Schumacher finished on the podium in every race.
Okay, it's gonna be a lobby restart for. So it's a lobby restart. So Dave has not invited me yet. So it's a lobby restart confirm. So it's a restart. If to people in the chat. Uh, there we go. So formation lab. Formation lab is, where's it? Where's it? Formation lab is off actually. Jameer joined. So we're ready to go. 16 were with us now. 16. Sorry guys. Okay, we're now ready to go. After a bug which resulted in Midas having a drive-through penalty on the formation lap. So there will be no formation lap. Just so you know, guys.
Present since the very start of the sport, Ferrari takes the number one spot for almost all constructor records in F1. It's the team with the most world championships won, the most Grand Prix wins, most pole positions, and most race victories.
Let's hope there's no bug.
The Nürburgring is the only F1 track to have hosted three different races: the German Grand Prix, European Grand Prix, and Luxembourg Grand Prix. Formula One is named as such because the participants agreed to a set of rules where the formula are the rules and the one referring to the fact that this is a top tier of motor racing.
And it's still
2014 ushered in a new set of regulations that saw us enter the turbo hybrid era of F1 car development. The biggest change being the engines, which were changed from 2.4 litre V8 engines to 1.6 litre turbocharged
as we go to 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go here in Silverstone. It's not a good start from Leighton. Again, oh, they make contact with Zoro. A Mini goes up to P3. Jameer, one round. He might have made contact with Tim. But Mike hangs on to P2. KP hangs on to the lead. Will has made up places to P10. As Coral's out. He spun into the barrier. That's not the best return to D1. As you guys know, he's a reigning D3 champion, and it's not a great return to D1. Now let's see the places made up and lost. Reese Thomas has made up 5. Will has made up 4. Baguette and Piano made up 3. Emil and Liam and Minnie two places. Alex Ora 1 place. Carl lost 4. Tim and Jameer lost 7. Midas lost 2. Nathan and Zoro lost 1. But Mike and KP, they retained their position. Now let's see if anyone's going to pit. KP doesn't pit. Nobody's pitting. Oh, Zoro's pitting. And that's a risk if you ask me. As they go wheel to wheel under the safety car. Emil and Jameer stays out. Emil, Rhys Thomas and Zoro, they all pit. As we'll go back to KP. Oh, apologies there. Zoro is on hard. Rhys Thomas is on mediums. Emil's on hard. Emil and Zoro, the guys on hard, they can make it to the end. But Rhys Thomas has to pit, otherwise he's going to get a puncture. Oh! Coral and Will made contact. Emil pits gun. I don't know what for. Does he have damage? Yeah, he does have damage. Let's go back to the leaders. KP, Nini and Emil P3 for Haas. He's looking to score points for Haas today. Fred scored points in Jeddah, round 1. He finished P8, which is 4 points. Now Fred's away. He's in Silverstone, IRL, watching F1. Okay, the safety car will most likely be coming in this lap. Let's look at Emil. Yeah, Emil will catch up by the time. Yeah, he's caught up. So the safety car will the safety car come in, or will it stay out for another lap? And the safety car's in this lap, which means KP will be leading the restart. Behind him is Mike Bedorf. And behind them is Mini and Leighton in P4, and then the two McLarens, Midas, Will, XXR and Liam. They're on the top 10. Actually, Tim and Jameer, they made contact into turn 1, lap 1. which resulted in both of them losing places. As KP into the veil chicane he goes, and we're back underway here in Silverstone. KP gets a good restart over Mike, and Mike gets a good restart over Mini. So Mike and KP, they're making up ground. As Leighton and Mini go side by side. Mini will have the better exit, but actually Leighton has the better exit, and he has fresher tires. As Leighton moves up to P3, and the McLarens swap places into Brooklands. Reece Thomas gets ahead of Zoro. Leighton still 8 tenths back on Mike, as Will gets past Keanu up to P6. Now he's looking to chase after the second McLaren, Le Baguette. KP with the fastest lap, as they're all bunched up together. Tim tries to go for a look on, as Leighton gets past Mike. XXR gets overtaken by Midas. Jameer tries to switch back on Liam there, but Reece Thomas will have the better exit. Oh dear! As Jameer takes both of them at once, but Reece Thomas is the one who benefited all of this. But XXR is losing ground to Keanu. As Will gets past the Baguette up to P5, now behind the Haas of Mini. Now Mini will defend the inside line, but Will has the better car, has the better speed, and will move up to P4. Tim gets past XX Aura and up to P8. Reece Thomas will not have a look, but he won't go for the move on XX Aura. King Midas is ghosted. Yeah, they're all ghosting each other. As Leighton sprints from P2. That's another shocker for Leighton. He's not had the best Jeddah. In Jeddah, he lost places on the start and he couldn't keep up for the race. And in he gets twitchy again. And in Barcelona last week, Leighton only managed to score 1 point in the sprint, but he spun in the main race, which cost them points. As Jameer will have the look on Leighton. XX Aura gets past, and Reece Thomas will go for the double move into Stowe in front of his home crowd. And as you guys know, it's many drivers' home races here in Silverstone. As XX Aura goes for a look and through. Oh no, Tim doesn't go through. Was hoping this happens. As Leighton gets gets touchy with Tim as he goes off track, which invites. Oh dear! Oh dear! As Jameer gets, as Zoro gets invited through up to P10. Of course, Jameer. As team orders at Alpine, Zoro gets past him. Jameer goes off track. As it's yellows, it's Emil who's DNF'd. Emil crashed at the exit of cops. And is it enough to bring a safety car? As Will gets past Mike up to P2. But will Mike have a go at it into Vale chicane? No. He has to yield. As Will now go Leighton pits. Does he have damage? He definitely has damage. Yeah, his front wing. That's a shame for Leighton. He hasn't had the best races so far. It's not a great start for Leighton in the Red Bull. He's done good at McLaren last season. As Jameer gets past Tim, finally, up to the points. He will look to chase after XX, Aura and Zoro in P8 and 9 as they get ghosted. They get ghosted together. Baguette will have the DRS on Mini. Mini's doing an amazing job so far in P4. But Baguette won't be able to go for the move. Jameer and Mike and Will, they're both fighting again. Keanu's left the session. There's a major lag when someone leaves. It will be updated in the next patch. Jameer will go for the move on XX Aura. Up to P9, but XX Aura tries to go on the outside, but he had to yield. As the next target for Jameer is Rhys Thomas and Zoro. They both pitted on lap 1. So either Zoro's trying to go onto the end of the race on his hards, or he will make another stop and go for softs. But Rhys Thomas will have to pit since he's on the mediums. Or if he's brave enough, he could go until the end on the mediums, which would be impossible if you ask me. As Rhys Thomas gets past the ghost car of Keanu, Jameer tries to look on Zoro, but Sting Midas spins. From now, Zoro and Jameer, the two former teammates at Ferrari last season, will get past the ghost car of Keanu. Now, both of them will have the DRS actually, since Keanu was on the way. Now XX Aura gets past Keanu. Keanu's joined back. Now Tim will go through on Keanu. It's a shame if you ask me. As Mike gets past Will up to P2. As La Baguette will come in for his mandatory pit stop. Now he'll take out the softs and he will put on a set of mediums. Yeah, he will go onto the mediums, Baguette. As Will gets past Mike up to P2. And this will benefit KP. Because of the fighting. KP comes into the pits on lap 11. He will go from the softs to the mediums, I believe. So it's game on for KP. Where will he come out? The thing is, he will be in traffic. He'll come out behind Liam. As Will and Mike still fight, Tim gets past XX Aura up to P8, 7. Let's see the last shot. The undercut is so powerful on this game. So KP will have the... As Jameer gets passed by Zoro. Now Minnie's into the pits. KP will get ahead of Minnie. Tim is also in the pits. Jamil gets twitchy on the exit of village. No, the loop actually. Village is turn 3, the loop is turn 4. But he can't get past Zoro, his former teammate at Ferrari. We'll go for the move into the old pit state and then into Cops. Mate, I got killed. Yeah, I saw your onboard Coral on the chat. It's unfortunate. But Jameer still, he goes, sends it on the inside of his former teammate. And goes up to P4. But will Zoro send it on him? No. Mike is still behind Will. Now all KP has to do is gain time. Gain more time on Will. Oh, the sound glitch again. Sorry guys. My sound's glitched. Yeah, the sound's glitched. Sorry guys. Mike couldn't get past Will onto left field. Now, on the old pitch switch, Mike uses his eras. As Will doesn't come into the pits. He's actually trying to trick Mike into pitting. Now KP is 1 second behind Liam, and now he's exiting slow into Vale chicane. He will gain the time. Sound glitch is horrible as Liam lets KP through for some reason. Zoro and Jameer at it again as the Mercedes gets overtaken by the Alpine. The Alpines are pressure tires. He pitted on the exit, the end of lap 1. So is Rhys Thomas. There's yellows, it's Leighton again. This is another race to forget for the Canadian. And Tim's fallen behind. Yeah, he's pitted. Which Will is pitting. So is Mike. Rhys Thomas will stay as both Will and Mike get 5 seconds at the third time. This is not ideal for both of them, as they're in the fight with KP for the win. As now KP is now exiting the Vale chicane, now he gets past them with the undercut. Let's see how much time he gained over Mike and Will. As Mike is now ahead of Will. So many people coming into the pits. Jameer will undercut. Zoro will undercut Jameer. Mike is on the softs. Now it's 8 seconds between KP and Mike. As Will gets feisty, goes aggressive. Oh, they're really close. As Mike sends it on the Cop's corner, and now gets ahead of Will. That's benefiting KP. As Rhys Thomas will pit along with Jameer. Let's see if the overcut will work on. Reese Thomas still ahead of. As now Mike gets back up into the. Will goes way too deep into a village, which will hand over the better exit to the Mercedes man. As Mike goes for the move into P2. Now let's see the pit stop status. So everyone's pitted. Zoro and Reese Thomas both went for 2 stops. Especially because they pitted on the opening lap. As Mike goes on the left and onto the middle, and will get P2 off Mike. Will get as many moves up to P4. Reese Thomas gets past Zoro. And Jameer on the soft tires will look to chase after both of them. That's a spin for Keanu. That's unfortunate for the McLaren team. While one of them is up to P5 with La Baguette. The others are P13. The hands of Keanu. Zoro will Jameer still too far back on Zoro. Jameer sent it into Cox's corner, and nicely done by the Mercedes man. He just keeps it on track. As it's Mike and Will again. Will Mike send it into Vale? No, he backs out. As Jameer gets past both Zoro and actually he got past Zoro and Cox. He gets past Reese Thomas. Will look to chase after La Baguette and Mini. That's his target for tonight. As Jameer sets the fastest lap of the race. Mike still behind Will. As now Jameer is gaining on La Baguette and Mini. Now the gap is 2.5. But he has to watch out on the soft, as it can wear out pretty quickly. But Reese Thomas is still behind the Mercedes. Zoro has way more ERS compared to Jameer and Reese Thomas. Oh, the sound glitch back. Jameer setting purples. That's good for him. And good for his favor. As now he's chasing after Mini and Baguette. Jameer still slower than his previous time, but he is gaining on the two ahead. as Baguette many switches on the exit of the loop and onto entry and onto the Wellington Street. As now Jameer is in TRS range of the two cars ahead of him. As now Jameer is stuck behind and he will go for the move into Maggots, but he backs out. He will have a chance at the hangar straight. Oh, the sound glitch is back. As now the Baguette is using his ERS constantly, but Jameer has to back off. But will he send it into Vale? Jameer goes for it into Vale chicane. Baguette gets barged off a bit. Now next target for the Mercedes is Mini in the house. Mini has some ERS. Reese Thomas gets past Baguette. But Baguette, oh dear! As now Zoro gets involved with Baguette. As now Jameer gets past Mini up to P4. Jameer goes a bit deep. Reese Thomas gets past Mini. As now these two still at it. As now Zoro gets ahead of... Oh, the sound glitch again. Will Reese Thomas send it? He still backs off. Let's look at Mike and Will. So it's a battle between two different Mercedes cars and two different Ferrari cars. It's Reese Thomas and Jameer battling for P4. Will and Mike are battling for P2. King Midas gets 3 seconds. Oh, Midas spins on the exit of Stowe. Reese and Jameer. Oh, Reese looks for the inside, but Midas just gives up. It has been a slow day at the office for Midas. Will Reese Thomas send it? As Jameer lets Reese Thomas through for DRS possibly. Yeah, just DRS. The DRS goes into Jameer's hands. It goes on the outside of Stowe before they even get to Stowe. Reese Thomas has to use this one. Mike is still 2 tenths behind Will. Now Reese Thomas will have the DRS on, but he hops the curb a bit, which goes into Jameer's hands. Now he just can't get it. Can't get the move. Mike is still 3 tenths behind Will. But both have 5-second penalties. As Mike with the DRS, he still can't go for the move. As Jamir goes a bit deep into Chapel. But will Reese Thomas send it? Reese Thomas backs off. As now Mike is getting close again to Will. Mike is still on the fresher tires. Actually, they both have the same. As now Jamir gets overtaken by Reese Thomas for P4. But will Jamir send it? No. Jamir had to back up for this one. But he will have the DRS into the Wellington Straight. Jamir gets a better exit into Cops. Reese Thomas lags with D-Sync. XXora gets a 3-second penalty. Jamir is up into P4. Mike is still 2 tenths back. He's still having a great scrap for P2. And will Mike go for it on the outside of Brooklyn? Mike still, but he will have the better racing line into Lowfield. Oh, Jamir gets a bit slidey on the corner to Lowfield, but he still gains time on Reese Thomas. Mike goes on the outside of Stowe, but he gets squeezed by Will. But will Mike send it on the Ville chicane? Mike doesn't send it. Reese Thomas is still far back on Jamir, as KP now starts the final lap of the British Grand Prix here in the Royal Racing League. Mike is hungry for the move, but he still can't overtake Will. Will goes a bit deep onto the loop. Mike will have the DRS. Mike goes on the outside of the Wellington Straight, and he goes up to P2 for Mercedes. And Reese Thomas is still far on Jamir. As there's now half a lap left for KP to seal off the win. And Liam gets past XXora for P11. And as now there's a battle going on for P2. Mike still ahead. But will Reese Thomas send it? Reese Thomas is on the outside. No! As Jamir, oh, that's such a shame for the KP wins Silverstone in Silverstone. Mike behind him in P2, and Will completes the podium. Zoro in P4, Reese Thomas P5, Jamir P6. KP wins in the British Grand Prix for his home crowd, and Mike a fabulous P2 for Mercedes. Will what a recovery drive from him. He finishes P3. Zoro with a fabulous P4 for Alpine. Reese Thomas from the back of the grid finishes in P5, but he will get reported for the incident with Jamir. Jamir in P6 with after an unfortunate race. Many with a phenomenal P7 for Haas. Baguette P8. Leighton with an unforgettable race in P9. Tim completes the points. Liam Liam just misses out on points. Unfortunate for him. XX Aura, a forgettable race. So is Keanu, P12 and 13. Midas, Emil, and Coral, DNF. Okay, as now let's invite KP to the party. KP, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Cool.
Would you like to start
Cool.
now?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, is Mike coming or is he
Uh,
joining DMs or?
DMs.
Alright, cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
congrats for your home win, and that must be amazing for you. Talk us through that.
Y Yeah, it was a really good race. I think in Silverton, even in the last game, I always liked it. I think it's got good racing and just it's a nice track. And the fact that it was dry helped because I've never driven in the wet before in this game, so it would have been a bit ropey.
Okay, you dominated the race 5 seconds over Mike and Will or something. Like, how did you find the race like without any battle?
I I enjoyed it, to be honest. I didn't need to over push. I didn't need to push the tires. Like even at the end, my tires were fine because I could afford to avoid the curbs, just not have to go too crazy or anything. So tires were fine at the end. It was just a well-managed race. I'm glad there was no safety car as well. There was a bit of a gap where Will could have got a safety car pit and then come out ahead. Same with Mike. So yeah, it's a good race.
Okay, how will your win help you in the championship?
I think well I saw Mike take Will at the end, so I think that's what 10 more points on him, so I'm starting to come back. I'm still not ahead, and it's only round 3, so there's no guaranteeing anything. But it's definitely a step in the right direction, and hopefully we can go same again next week.
Okay, that was an almost grand slam because you didn't get the fastest lap. Like, how did you find the race?
Yeah, I saw it was almost a grand slam. I don't know how grand slams work, to be honest. I think you got to lead every lap, but I
Yeah.
started on the soft, so it wasn't going to happen. But yeah, I saw Jameer take the fastest lap, and I was like, oh, that's a shame. But 25 points I'll still take, so I'm still very happy with that. But yeah, I think the call from Jameer on strategy was good as well, going on to the softs at the end, so that was quick. So yeah, it was a pretty good race.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Congrats again for the home win, and it was great talking to you for an
Thanks,
interview.
man. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Okay, guys, what a race it was between. What a race it was between the the drivers. Many on his third race in D1 managed to secure 6 points for Haas. Mike catches Will on the final lap and hangs on to Will, which will be good for Mercedes, the constructors. Jameer was tapped by the other Ferrari, and it was a good race so far. Okay, next race is D2 tomorrow, and D3 on Monday. And next week will be at France in Paul Ricard, which is a track that's not on the F1 calendar, but it's a track where you need some top speed rather than downforce. And yeah, see you guys. See you guys tomorrow, where I'll be streaming the D2 race. And take care, everyone.